Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be going over my third round game from the Cleveland Go Club's ratings tournament. This is the third round and my opponent is David Fang. If you're wondering why, while David's a 1-don, I'm giving him 4 stones in this game. Whereas in my second round game, I played Garrett, who's also 1-don, but gave him 5 stones. It's because the pairing software kind of adjusts people's ranks and handicaps depending on how they're performing. So because in the second round I played Garrett, he had lost his first round, it kind of put his ranking a little bit down and I won my first round. So it put me a little bit up. So it evened out to a 5-stone game. After winning that game, I'm 2-0 now. David, I believe, was also 2-0 at this point. So he was a consistent 1-don, if you will. So that's why the pairing system's like, oh, okay, their ranks, or they've at least leveled up the same. So it's still 4 stones. So that's why this 1-don game is 4 stones, while the second round one was 5 stones. But I've never played David before. He's not from my area. I have seen him at tournaments before. He's a younger kid. And yeah, with that, this game is very crazy. I believe at one point there's close to 10 groups on this board. And so I'll try not to make this video go long. I'll try to just stick to the main points. So if you have any questions that I don't cover during the video, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, this game is wild. So yeah, get ready. Starts out normal though, kick and jump. And I jump 2. And black plays there, yep. Black can just choose to protect any corner, so can't really say much here. And of course I get a 3-3. In all my handicap games, I like to get just one 3-3 invasion, early 3-3 invasion. Black blocks. Again, not super important to go over when you should go one way or the other, so I'll just continue. And then black finishes the last corner. And then I kind of pincer this lower left. This is the kind of move I like to play, and it's probably still playable in this game. And black would play something on the left side, and maybe I would play something along the bottom once I got this move. But I wanted to put pressure on this group instead. Although even in this kind of game, if this happened, I could still do that. But that means maybe black instead can go here. And yeah, lots could happen. But G3 is the move I usually like to get. But in this game, I just decided, okay, let's just pincer and see what happens. And I have the ladder. Any ladder will go here. And I mentioned that because black chooses a variation that involves a ladder. And if you watch the first round game review that I did from this exact tournament, I believe I mentioned how I like to do this Joseki in a handicap game, because if the opponent plays it correctly, it's even, or very close to even, but if they play it incorrectly, it can spiral out of control very quickly. So I like this kind of variation. And here you can see black does not have a ladder. Now in this case, the ladder doesn't matter as much because I'm going to stand up anyways. But still, like black cannot capture me in a ladder. What I would do as black is play this kind of pincer. This kind of pincer like this. Now, if white were to play G3, again trying to attack this lower left, black can attach. Play here. This is an important order of moves. A lot of players will double Hane immediately, thinking it's the same thing. It's the same thing as this. Because this is what the Joseki ends. They think it's the same thing. Okay, well, if I do this one first and then white extends, then I can go here. But this would actually be a mistake. It would allow white to Hane like this. Yeah, so this would be bad. So make sure you play this one. White has to fix somehow, usually by going here. Then you play here. White doesn't want to Atari here because white's going to eventually need to get this move. And it weakens the corner a lot. For example, if white just extends, then even black extends. This stone is pretty hard to save, or it'll get very heavy if you try to save it. or even if black can just capture, it's a ladder. If white tries to fight here with something like this, well, this Atari is very big, and this is the weakness I'm referring to in the lower right, or in the lower left. Hane. White has to cut Atari, and this kind of shape could be a co-shape if this sort of thing happened. So that corner is very weak after this Atari here. Notice that doesn't work when this is an Atari, so that's the key. That's the key here, right? Once that's an Atari, black has to fix. But if you do here as white, yeah, like this, now this move here at e3 is not an Atari, so that's what's key here. But if this would be the continuation, and then black doesn't fix. It's a little slow. White could attach or play very solidly diagonal, or try to move out in a faster speed. Black would instead just cap like this. I could see this happening, and this could be just like I would see this happening in a normal game. Like this is just natural. You don't need to worry about this cut. Again, while there is Aji here, white could just deal with the Aji in the lower left, play this kind of move. Instead, you can simply just Atari on the outside. If white extends, then you connect, and these two stones are very heavy once again. If white captures, though, then you just extend, and your shape's still okay. And you can see this stone at J4 is in an awkward spot. It's very close. It's too over-concentrated. So this would be, in this case, probably good for black if this sort of thing happened. So instead, white would probably start running out, and it would be a fight like this, where white took profit on the lower side, black will take profit on the upper left. So that's something I could expect to happen. Black in the game, though, chose this one, allowing me to cut and then extend. Now the key here, any variation you choose for black, is you want to keep these stones separated. And we'll see in the game black fails to do that. So the one thing we have to realize here is this kind of move is sente, whether you go here or here, because the lower left is not alive. So for example, if you go here and white Ataris, now you can play this kind of move and you're perfectly connected. There's just nothing white can do here to separate you, which means white is cut off. If white tries to fight this, then anything like this would start to kill white. Right? If white takes, then Atari. White can get a co-ish kind of shape, but this would be pretty bad, especially this early on. So that's why white kind of has to either do this one, which would even allow black to Hane next, this kind of thing, or Atari. But the key is, after this, black will jump, and then white will jump, and it'll be a fight. It'll be a fight like this. Oops. In the game, black chose to attach directly, which is not a horrible idea, but usually you want to attach this way. Again, trying to separate the stones there. So black attaches, Hane, and then black even cuts. Yeah, this I did not play very well. I Atari and then extend down again. Instead, I should simply just, oops, not there, just extend here, like this. Again, if black wants to take the one stone, I'll be happy to take these three. And even something like that could have happened in the game. But extend like this, maybe black extends back, then I can extend down, and again, any fight here looks like it's going to favor white. If black Atari's down, like this, just you'll see in the game this shape is much better than this shape in the game for white. So I should just extend, maybe black Ataris and then goes here, but again, as long as I seal black in, I'm happy with this kind of result, regardless of if black lives or not. But I Atari and then even go down again, and this was a chance for me to play some move like connect and just take the three stones like this. Sure, maybe black can take, If I can get this move, this would be great, right? Black has to play this kind of move like this, and I can even attack this still. So that'd be great. But it's not so much a problem, but at this point, black could, or at any point really, like if black thinks, oh, white's going to sacrifice, black can capture now, force me to go here, because again, I need to live, so I need to capture, and then play this kind of move. But it's an order of moves thing, so probably do it here, because then white fixes, then you capture, and then capture here. And again, black's built the left side, black has a stronger shape on the bottom left, so yeah, it's playable, I think. But I extend, and this is when problems could arise for white. Because black Hane, but if black just continues pushing, it's very difficult for white to kind of hold everything now. I can't really cover Atari, and then just push through. Yeah, it starts to collapse for white. You can see white's just having too many cutting points. There's nothing really here that works for white. Like this kind of thing just doesn't work. Even black Atari's this way. You can see it's too much for white. White doesn't have enough liberties and has too many cuts. So I kind of would have to extend, but like this kind of thing, even again with this kind of move being sente, like yeah, even black could extend here next, or not do that, just push once. Yeah, it would just not be super great for white. I lose the cutting stones, and I lose those 2 stones I played. But black Haned, and I cut here. I think I should just Atari like this, because black's shape doesn't get as good. Yeah, but it's very similar to what happens in the game. But I maybe should just cut, or just Atari. When I cut, my idea was I was going to wrap around like this. But you can see after this, I have a very obvious weakness. Whereas if I just Atari, that weakness is now not as prominent. But black does something really strange and sacrifices. So yeah, I was not expecting this one. Now, you got to be careful here. If I do this move, black can play this squeeze like this, and we'll end up being able to Hane like this and start to attack my corner. So again, this is one of those, I think I mentioned it in the first review, playing moves that force your opponent to play moves that help you, right? If I go here, this forces black to be able to play at b5. Whereas if I just, take here and black plays b5, well, I can just ignore that. I don't have to play there. So I just took, black covers, and then I can pincer. So again, taking that same concept and applying it here, if I simply just take, once again, black can just extend like this. And this is not horrible for white. But what I can do instead is pincer, force black to have to take. This forces me to have to play b4. And now black needs to live. So black takes. And then I can play g2. And this was the plan all along, was force black to force me to play b4, which strengthens my corner. And then after black lives on the left, then I can attack the lower group here. So black plays there. Yeah, black might want to run out, but white's shape here is very strong. So black would be running towards white's solid group there. But I just decide, okay, I'll just seal black in. Black takes 2 points there, and then I turn here, and black takes 2 points there. So right now, I'm feeling great in this game. Sure, black has some corner shamaris that I will have to do something about. But after this fight in the lower left, black has taken 2 points on either side, although I guess black captured some stones, but roughly 5-6 points here, if you include captures, in Gote, and I took the corner and the outside. So already I'm feeling pretty good about this game. So I play there. Black kicks. I guess black likes the kick. And then black pushes and cuts. And this felt a little early to me. Because black doesn't have any... I guess black has this cut here, and that's what black's looking at, but where's the value in these kind of cuts? Like, I feel like it would be worth more to play this kind of move, where now, if you cut here, this lower group would be in danger. So if white has to fix somehow, and there's maybe something like this, now you're getting some profit along the bottom. But when you just cut like this, you'll see that I end up, play there, cap. I end up getting to extend here anyways. So again, like what's the value in these stones here? I'm not seeing any. So yeah. I'm not sure about this very early cut here. And if black wanted to maybe get an advantage, black should consider giving up these 3 stones here. Black should just maybe jump like this. Because, once again, black saving these, there's no point value. Right? They're just dame for black. Whereas, if white takes those, white just takes, 6 points, 7 points, and that's it. And gote. Black could turn his attention to the bottom side next. So I think this was a chance for black to ignore. Now, I kind of needed to play this move because I wanted to play the cap. But there's some shape problems if I leave it, or leave this weakness here. So that's why I wanted to do this first. But yeah, I think black should just extend, and even if I play the same kind of move, black can make something in the center. Again, if I take these, that's just 7 points in gote. Early on, that's nothing. So always consider giving up stones. So black goes there. So I cap. Yep, black jumps. And then black tries this group. And this felt like black was making too many groups. And this is where in the introduction I was like, yeah, there's like 10 groups on the board at one point, and we're starting to get there, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white groups, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 7 black groups? Yeah, there's 7 black groups on the board. So yeah, something's gonna die. And I knew that while playing. I was like, yeah, not everything's gonna live here. So yeah, so I just fixed. There has to be a better move here. I wasn't sure of what the better move here was. It just felt really over-concentrated for me to play this one. But I couldn't really see any other move. I wanted to protect the cut. Yeah, I wanted to protect the cut. So yeah, I'm not sure. Black goes there, so I play that one. Then black jumps. Again, just keep black separated. That's my goal right now. Black has 7 groups, so I just need to keep them separated. Black attaches, and the problem with what black is doing here is I'm settled on the upper left, and I'm settled on the bottom for the most part. This group is pretty much settled, but this group still has some machi. But black has these 2 floating groups in the center, sandwiched between a white group here. What that means is, any move black plays to help one side, notice this is helping me just naturally attack the other side. So if black plays one side, it hurts the other side, and vice versa. So this kind of position is just very difficult to handle. That's why black's plan here to immediately push and cut, or kind of play moves that don't directly help it, I don't really agree with. I think black's making too many groups here. Play there. Because when you have so many groups on the board, and they're not connecting, what that means is they all need to make 2 eyes. And that's where you end up getting groups like this that only have 2 eyes, or only have 2 eyes. So I can go there. Yeah, here, this was not great. This was probably me playing too fast. I can simply just do this one. This fixes the cut while poking at black shape. And yeah, this would give me tempo. So yeah, this was just me playing too quickly. It was probably me honestly being lazy and being like, oh, well, whatever I do, black's gonna die. So I should just connect. You know, what's the problem with that? But I need to still be vigilant in the moves I play. Yeah, because this is directly thrown into cut. So yeah. But it's probably not that big of a difference as long as both sides are still weak. Black plays there, black goes there. So again, I'm just going to keep you separated. Black kicks. Then I play here. Wanted to get this, get rid of an eye in Sente. Black could go here at any time and make an eye here at J7. So I wanted to get rid of that. And it was probably Sente too. Black goes there. And I play there, yep. Gotta fix my shape there, and this does fix the shape. So, yeah, I'm trying to do it in the most efficient way possible too. Black turns, and again, just keep them separated. Black hanes, extend, black jumps, turn. So again, I'm feeling good so far. That black extends, poke at the shape here while making an eye. Play there. So there's an interesting position here where there's this kind of cut here. But this would hurt the corner too much after this kind of thing would happen. Like black needs to go here, but if white ends up getting this move, black needs to take, or at least do something on the top, and now the upper left gets destroyed. So that's why black just hanes. Even though the cut might look tantalizing, you can't take it. You can't take it. But I've succeeded in my goal now. I've cut off the upper left. Black plays there. And this is another case of black wants me to play a move that helps black. Black wants me to be like, oh, I'm going to fix my weakness in Sente by going here. But by going here, this eliminates a lot of aji in the upper left. And I know that, so I just connect here. Still preserving the 3-3, D18, a lot of bad aji there for black. So that's why black still ended up descending like this. So I played this move. This is a nice move to know. Whenever you have the shape, and it's maybe a little clearer in the lower right, whenever you have the Shimari shape, like this, especially after the kick, but even just by itself, S4 is a weakness, not even a weakness, but a probe you want to look for when you have stone surrounding the group. So you can see I've completely sealed in this corner. So D18 is a nice spot. The idea being, okay, I can connect to the side stones here or go in deeper. So that's the whole idea. Black goes here. Not sure about this one. If black needs to live, black can always just bump and then do this. And even though I connect, like, black still alive in the corner, that's what's key here. Black might need to add a move, which is why black didn't choose this one. But doing this one, you'll see there's still aji of some sort of monkey jump here. So that's why I would kind of be hesitant of playing this one as black. This one is black. But I cut. Again, there's a weakness here. The whole point of this peep here, it is a peep, right? It's looking to cut there. While it did make me an eye, it was also to be able to cut here. I play there. Black goes there. And I turn. I should simply just go here, though. Because if black cuts, that forces me to play this move. And again, this makes this cut start to work. I just turn. Black sees that. This is actually a pretty nice move. I did not see this while I was playing. Trying to fix this cut here in Sente. So it's a good move, I think. But I just play here first. Black plays back. Yeah, whenever your opponent plays the shape point here, you want to resist trying to just connect with something like this. Even if you end up losing the 2 stones if you play this kind of move, it's better than just connecting in with something like this. So you want to look for something better. So you try resisting connecting this shape here. So I actually like black's move here. So then I seal in like this. Black starts to poke though. So I connect. Black connects. And then I poke there. Yeah, this was unnecessary. I need to just come out like this. And again, this is weak here. I'm starting to connect the 4. So this is all fine. We'll see that this move here ends up being a problem for white very shortly, actually. And I can resolve that by simply Atarying and then connecting like this. Like this is all okay for white. Even if black seals in like this, the problem for black is when white connects here, this is threatening to push here. So if black saves, then this is threatening to push here, and you can see black's shape is starting to collapse. Yeah, so I just need to make this exchange once. If black cuts with something like this, then I can push through. And you'll see this makes a big difference. This makes a big difference because what happens is play there. Black plays in, so you can see black just played on the inside. So my move here didn't really gain much. So Hane. And even here, I needed to be patient and just go here. Just do this one. Because even if black extends, these 4 stones have lost some value. So I can just attack this group. This group is not alive, so I can go after this group. Or if I do value them, I can just save them still. Yeah. And black's not 100% alive here either, if you can imagine this kind of move. Assuming I'm connected, and then this kind of move like this. Yeah. Although, maybe there's enough. I guess when black connects here, while black can't cut directly, although black has an extra outside liberty, yeah. So, I guess black is not that weak there. But I just Hane again. This felt okay. And we continue, and yeah, this felt great for me. I'm feeling good about this. Push down, Atari, and then throw in. And black did the smart thing here. If black simply just takes, then I descend, and black's just dead. What black does instead, though, is take once. And part of me wanted to just capture like this. And if black plays here, black has to play in this kind of way to live. And the problem is I'm actually not 100% alive in the upper left. But the thing is, neither is black. So we could get a position that might look something like this, right? I could play G19. This threatens to play J19 ko if black fills. Yeah, maybe there's something here, right? Where then I can play this kind of move here. And yeah, maybe kill the whole corner. Yeah, this would be pretty good for white. Pretty good for white. Because I can always, this isn't anything because I can always capture in the corner. And even if black fixes that weakness, I will just push here. I don't, since I know both sides are alive, I don't need to save either side. So even if black does that here, I would just continue with this kind of thing. Or even if black wants to force me to connect here, I can actually simply just throw in. And you can see it would become this ko shape again, like this, which kind of happens in the game. So I think that's, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I could play that. Now, I was just like, okay, I have enough ko threats, so I'll just connect. And I can still threaten some monkey jump connections in the upper left. But there's a big weakness somewhere on white's shape, somewhere on the board. So, yeah, that's what I did not see, and my opponent did, so all the credit to David. But yeah, so now we have this pretty big ko, because it's not like a two-step ko where, like, if I play there, black cuts, plays a ko threat, and then let's say I just do something else. It's not like black has to do this kind of move and win the ko this way, right? It would still be a two-step ko. Black can win the ko by just capturing these stones. So, yeah. But did you see anything weird about black's ko threat or anything regarding black's ko threat? Yeah, the problem is, even though I can capture these two, this threatens to throw in here. This threatens to throw in here, which would cut off these stones here. And that's why early on, or earlier, I was like, oh, I need to exchange when black wedges here. Well, one, I shouldn't even make this move. That was the first mistake. Because that doesn't, like, the throw-in doesn't work anymore. When black goes here, I just need to exchange this right now. Now there's no throw-in. There's no problems. Black has less co-threats. I don't get cut off. But because I left that and created the Aji myself, yeah, now I have some problems. So throw in. I do have a local threat. But yeah, black throws in. I have to take. Black even goes here. And this was probably a mistake because I should probably just capture like this. Because again, even if black goes here, this take is quite big. But even if I don't do that, I can attack this group here. I can capture the center group like this. So yeah, I should do that. Now there are problems with the upper left, which again, this is why this game is so crazy, is there's weak groups everywhere. But this is so big. This is so big. But yeah, even if I just take and then come back and live here, because again, there's still Aji in the upper left even. So if black lives down here, okay, well now how's black going to handle this? So there's so many variations in this game. So this game was so fun. This game was so fun, but it's so complicated. So complicated. And we have a 30-minute clock, which sounds like a lot of time, but when you have so many variations, it can get crazy fast. So many variations and so many groups. But I go here saying, okay, it is a two-step co. So I can play there, but then black connects. And so, yeah, why I valued these stones more than these stones, I do not know. But yeah, black connects. So I push there. This push might be a little slow, but I really didn't want to see Atari, this squeeze, and then black could come back. It would make this a lot heavier and this ko a lot heavier for me as well. So that's why I poked here. It also starts to create Aji in the upper right as well. But yeah, before I do that though, I can definitely play this move and start to threaten black in the center there. It would be threatening some sort of semi-eye. Now, any sort of semi-eye here does favor black, but I can at least cut off this stone at N7. When I do this one and black's able to play here, yeah, black has an infinite amount of liberties, which is enough to win a lot of semi-eyes, so yeah. But now we get the Aji in the upper right. So this is the move. Okay, well, I start there. So again, there's a lot of interesting ways for white to play this. So one way for white to play it is to do this one. Do monkey jump connect. If black goes here and does this kind of thing, like this. Yeah, this would just end up poorly. All right, black can try to live. What actually ends up happening, I think, let's see, attach, play there, throw in. You'll see that actually white runs out of liberties. White needs to connect, poke, Isente, Atari. Yeah, white would run out of liberties this way, actually. And even though maybe I could win this ko, that's Sente. Black actually ends up killing the left side somehow. It might even be dead. Oops. It might even be dead at the end of that variation. So black actually has enough space there to live. If black just does this. So that's why I went inside. But any semi-eye here, again, black has a lot of outside liberties. So any semi-eye here favors black. Yeah, play there. We do get this kind of ko-ish shape though. But right now it's too many outside liberties for black. So I make some ko shape there. Block, because again, I do need to live still. Well, not even I need to live, because I do have this ko up here, but black took. And then I pushed, Sente, and then I went elsewhere. So this move felt okay in the game, but what I didn't notice was this starts to affect the connect and die potential on the upper side. So directly, it's still okay. In the game, I didn't even realize this was changing the upper side, which again, this is just poor discipline on my part. But for example, if black tries to save now, it would still be okay for white. Not because the cut directly works, but white is able to then play t18. And this would kill black. So it's still okay for white. But you'll see later that I just completely miss anything there. Like black ends up going here and I just like answer black with like this kind of move, and then black saves up like, oh, that affects that. I wasn't even thinking about that. So that's really poor play on my part. But what about if white goes here? What if white goes here? This is right. If when I peep, where does black play? Black goes here. So what if I play that move? It was one of those things where I saw this move, quote unquote, worked. So, okay, I'm going to do it. But what if I go here? Because if black plays the spot that I played, well, yeah, I'm going to cut next. And this would be amazing for white. It's still a ko, but now I'm killing the entire upper right now. If black plays here, then when I extend, now we have that similar position where if black connects, I connect, and if black cuts, then my cut here is a double Atari. If black plays here, very similar, I still poke. If black connects, then again I connect. If black blocks though, this one's a little more interesting, but I can go here and then extend, and this kind of thing would happen where I push, black needs to go there, can't give me an eye in the corner, but then I can just block like this, and black runs out of liberties. So that way doesn't work. The only way that starts to work for black is black needs to connect like this. But I can descend. Black connects. If I do this one, this would start to be what is it, like a eye versus no eye situation? Hane. Yeah, I don't even know if poking here is better or not like this. Probably not. So probably just block here, and then black blocks. Yeah, this would be, what would this be? This would be some sort of semi, right? But anything like this, I believe, would favor black. Right? I think so. Black needs to get T18 as soon as possible, because anything like this would end up being a dead shape and making an eye on the inside. Yeah. So if black takes T18 immediately, I can't Hane like this, because then throw in like this. But even this would be, yeah, this game's so complicated, as I was saying, but like even this kind of thing would be, what, not a, it would be a sort of shape like this, right? But then I have problems on this side. So that sort of thing really doesn't work for white, I'm pretty sure. But again, there's a lot of variations here. Again, if I just descend though, now that's not a dead shape, and black has enough liberties to just capture, like that. But instead, I don't descend there, I descend this way. Again, black going here, this would be a kind of ko, like this. Again, this kind of ko, though, would be very nice for me, although black does have local threats of this kind of move. Actually, that kind of move is not sente, or a ko threat because of the weakness up here. Yeah. And this is what's nice when you have dead groups like I do, like here in the upper left, is you have a lot of ko threats. Because obviously black wants to make sure this stays dead and this stays dead. So, yeah, this would be okay for white. So instead, oops, yeah, this one, black blocks like this. And then we get into a similar position where if I descend, then black plays this move, and the best it'll be is kind of seki shape. If I do this, it would be dead. But if we imagine all the outside liberties start to get filled, it would look like this, and that's a seki. So instead, what white can play is here, which this threatens to make a ko. If black descends, though, this is a dead shape, right? So black has to hane, and then we have this ko, like this. So it's going to be a ko for the whole corner, which would be amazing. But I didn't spend any time reading any of this in the game. All I spent the time doing was, oh, this move quote-unquote works, so let me do it. But this just makes things easy for black. So yeah, I could have gotten a ko, I'm pretty sure a ko in that corner, flower ko in that corner even, and yeah, that would have been much better than just taking some measly points there. Because again, maybe I've captured these, even though they're starting to be alive, and I didn't notice that. Black has captured this corner, the center here, and black has captured this, but it was black's corner anyways, so it's not. This one isn't as big of a loss, but this one is huge. This one is huge. So then, okay, my last, not even last chance. It's still playable for white, but white really needs to make something happen in the lower right. So the plan is, okay, let's start to put pressure on the center group and force black to have to fill these in. If black ends up connecting the two groups, and black ends up making two eyes, which is very feasible, black will not need to spend moves on the inside. So black gets to keep all these inside points, which is quite big actually. So that's my goal, is to keep black separated, so black, even if black ends up winning the semi-eye, black would have to spend moves on the inside to capture. Black pushes, plays there, and then even double hane. It turns out this is a little much, and the reason is this double Atari. Now, during the game, I was like, oh, well, that's no problem, because when I connect here, this is threatening to cut here. But black can just simply capture, and if I cut, black will win any semi-eye here still. Black has a lot of outside liberties here. So, for example, let's see, I connect, black Atari, play there. Like, this is just gonna, oops, sorry, play once more there. This should, if I play the right variation, just be a capture for white, which I did not. Hold on a second. What's the move here for black? Maybe just solidly connect like this? Or push once? Yeah, push once. That's the key. And then block. Now white doesn't have enough liberties. Even if white pushes here once, and then pushes here, that doesn't actually make black's liberties worse. Black still has 6, white has less than 6. So even though I successfully cut black off, and now black will have to fill to make sure these are alive, I lose a lot here. So yeah, that would be not good. But black doesn't see that. Black just saw what I saw was, oh, if I do this, then I get cut off. But black can still just win the semi-eye. So black goes here instead, and then even pushes here, where even here black definitely has enough liberties now. There's no wrong variation I could play to make it work now for black. And now I've cut off the lower right. Black pushes, I block once, and then block there. And I don't know why I did this now. These were just wasted co-threats, since my main goal is to just invade the 3-3. Push. If I did this one, I figured black would just turn and it would be too easy for black. Like this kind of thing, black Ataris, and then this would be too easy for black to make life. I didn't want that. So I wanted to push up, and you can push up when you have outside thickness here. So I felt it was okay. Black blocks. So now I hane. And now I descend. And now I can threaten the... So the cut directly doesn't work. But the thing about that is black instead uses that aji there to get this Atari. And so just so you know what I'm talking about, is like I can't cut because it would be a connect and die like this. But once black exchanges this move, now I can actually cut. Play there. Play there. And yeah, so this move's necessary. If black had simply gone here, black lives and most likely wins this game. I do capture these. But black has the upper left and the center here, which is big. Even though I can get this move like this, that's Sente. Black and Hane, and play here. Maybe just go here. I think just going here directly works as well. But this move definitely lives. And you can see I have black can make an eye here, an eye here. Black has an eye at S7, S6 I mean, and black can make an eye here or an eye here. And yeah, black has 2 eyes. So black could live. And I think that's enough for black to win the game. But black instead does because there's 2 ways you want to try to live when you're sealed in, is play the shape point or make your base as big as possible. So this would be like playing the shape point, right? If you do this one. What black did was make the base as big as possible. Another thing that white could try is just directly Ataring here, but this one would allow black to get these forcing moves like this, which would in turn make this a forcing move, because now white needs to live, so I'd probably connect. Although I guess maybe not, right? It's still this is when things get complicated once again. So black, I think, is just alive still, right? Because I can't go here because black just extends, and if I clamp, black pushes. Don't think push is a good move, but you can see once again like black has Mii here. So yeah, so black just needs to play this point. And in some cases, going here directly works, and it is Sente right now, but I don't think. Yeah, this is when things get crazy. Like, is black alive? Black dead? Who knows? It's very complicated. And in a 20-second Byoyomi game, this is very difficult to read for amateurs. So, yeah, maybe I needed to do this move first. But again, it's hard to say. Well, if I need to win, then obviously I need to do that move first here, right? If this is my only chance of winning, then I gotta do something. If this just lets black live, then yeah, this attach here must be bad then. But black pulls back, I can peep, and anything here, yeah, even so, black can do this once, I think, and this sort of shape would come up, and it would be, I believe, a ko with this kind of shape. Yes, it's once again just very complicated though. Yeah, with this kind of shape like this. So yeah, where if white ends up connecting the ko, then it'll be this ko like this. Yeah. Again, don't get overzealous as black and be like, oh, it's a connect and die, because when white connects, it makes a dead shape. So gotta be careful about that. But going just there directly lets me descend, and now black's definitely dead. So ko would be better than dying. Black Hane's there. Yes. Even here, black can play this kind of move to make a ko still. Because now, so it's a ko like this, right? But if I connect, this would be a problem. Although, I guess it's still a ko, right? Because I can still make this. So yeah, still a ko. Whatever happens, it's a ko. What black does, though, is just connect, but that's obviously a dead shape there. So yeah, black even connects here, and then I got to play a move on the outside. So black even lost more points. And then black filled that ko in, and yeah, and then black threw in here, and that throw-in's probably okay. Yeah, that's probably okay, but this take here was so big. Yeah, so now we're just in endgame, and this is when I blundered the top, because I cut saying, oh, okay, that feels bigger. I don't know why they descended. But then they connect. I was like, oh man, I didn't see that. But yeah, I'm just able to after a crazy game, where all of a sudden an end game somehow, like, there's so many dead groups, dead stones. I think, again, there's 11, 12 groups on the board at one point. And what was actually a pretty well-played game by Black, poorly played game by me, by the way, but pretty well-played game by Black, especially after the opening. The opening felt horrible for Black, but Black fought back strong, which was very impressive. So I have to hand it to David. But yeah, just go to endgame, and if you look at this board, it's like, oh, well, there's like equal amount of captures, so like it's got to be close, right? Even though Black captured these stones, again, because Black got cut off, Black has to spend all these moves on the inside to make sure they're captured, right? So Black has to play here, and then Black has to eventually capture as well. So Black only got the captures. Black didn't get any of the other inside points. Whereas me, I captured on a large scale, so I don't need to play moves on the inside. But secondly, even though Black captured here, count how big the surrounding groups are, right? If we go back a few moves. Black has, and then not counting captures, so just the empty spaces, Black has 5 points, 0 points, 2 points, 3 points. So like, even though Black captured, the surrounding Black stones were not worth much. So yeah, what ended up being a pretty well played game by Black, and honestly, like, Black had that game if Black just lived on the right side, most likely. Ends up being a 56-point win for White. When if you look at the board at the end of the game, you're like, oh, Black never had a chance. But if you look through the actual game, Black was actually doing very, very well, minus the opening, I would say. And so what that means is Black's fighting is very good. Black went toe-to-toe with a 5-dan with fighting and was doing better. So all props to David for this game. But yeah, so the end result was White by 56.5, which meant I was 3-0 and David was 2-1. So look forward to the next video where I'll go over the final round of the tournament. And yeah, that should be exciting. If you have any questions about the game, again, I couldn't go through every little detail because then this video would be way too long. So if you have any questions about any specific things, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.